I think we got back a little over a week ago. And it was to promote ties with the Okinawan people and to understand about the struggle that is going on in Okinawa. And we were in Okinawa for about 4 days, and we learned a lot. So one of the things that I wanted to do was to, since we found out that the delegation of 7 legislators are passing through New York to go to Washington, D.C. to lobby Congress about the case of the Kinoko construction. What we wanted to do was to see if we could throw together a meeting to let people know about our trip and what they're doing. So here we'll begin. Now, I had a slideshow, but I can't get on the internet, so just use your imagination. Okay? We were in, our delegation to Okinawa consisted of 7 people, and from different parts of the country, all labor leaders. 4 of them were educators, teachers, and we wanted to go to build solidarity between labor unions in the U.S. and labor unions, in Okinawa and Japan. And we also have educators, and we want to help set up what we call labor centers in universities that have connections with unions, so that universities and unions could work to help each other in terms of organizing. So when we were in Okinawa, we learned a lot. Now, I have been a peace activist for a long time. And I thought I knew about Okinawa. I knew about the struggles against the U.S. military bases. But it wasn't until I actually got to know the Okinawan people that I came to understand that the people of Okinawa have a deep love of peace. And that what motivates them is what should be motivating us all, which is to create a world of peace, a world without war, to end war forever. And so part of their struggle is a part of that struggle, and also their fight is also a part of the fight to save Mother Earth, to save our environment, which is the most important issue that we face today. So one of the first things that our delegation did was, when we came to Okinawa, was we got a tour of the areas surrounding several military bases on the island. And we discovered that that these military bases are built right in the middle of cities. I'm not talking about LaGuardia. LaGuardia is bad enough, right? But these air bases are like feet away from the runway. And as a result, helicopters continue to drop stuff on the civilian population. We visited a university where a helicopter crashed onto the campus. We visited an elementary school where a jet fighter crashed into the elementary school, killing 11 people. And it goes on and on. We visited an elementary school where the airplanes that take off cause vibrations. And the stronger the sound vibrations, the closer the airplanes are to the school. So when the vibrations become so large, the school had these evacuation drills where it's shaking too much, and the children and the teachers would go into an air raid shelter, an evacuation shelter in case the plane crashed. But what happened was that these flights were so frequent that they just stopped the drills because there would be no education going on. And so children are being taught with pencils rolling off the desk because of the shaking is so loud. So this is the situation in Okinawa, where over 70% of the U.S. military bases in Japan are located in Okinawa that has 0.6% of the Japanese landmass. So 20% of Okinawa's landmass are occupied by the U.S. military. Okay? So there is a history that I learned, and I won't go into it too long, but I just briefly want to express the history so that we can all be aware of what Okinawa is and what's going on. In the 14th century, Okinawa was an independent kingdom. It was a Ryukyu kingdom. And that kingdom had developed its autonomy through trade throughout Asia. It was a cornerstone of trade in Asia. Because of its location directly to the east of Fujian, it was able to travel to China, Korea, Japan, and also because of the north-south trade winds, they're able to go to Taiwan, Vietnam, Thailand, and Java. So the Ryukyu kingdom was able to trade peacefully, to make relations with other countries peacefully, until the Tokugawa period, where Japan, Satsuma, invaded the Ryukyus, but still allowed it to be independent for another 270 years, because Japan could not trade with China, but the Ryukyu kingdom could trade with China. So the Ryukyu, even though they were taken control of, they were invaded by Japan, they were still allowed independence because of their peaceful relations with other countries. And then during the Meiji Restoration, during I think it's like 1609, the Ryukyu kingdom was incorporated into Japan. Japan just annexed it. Right? And that was during the period where Japanese militarism expanded. So Japanese military expanded, and we all know that. We call it World War II. The Okinawans call it the Pacific War, where Japan just expanded through genocide and started taking over countries throughout Asia and the Pacific. So the turning point, the thing that we learned that really shook me was the Battle of Okinawa. And I think I have to explain that because not a lot of people here know the significance of the Battle of Okinawa. The Battle of Okinawa began, I think it was like in 1945, I think I like April. It lasted for 90 days. 3 months before that, the United States started to shell inconsistently the entire island, non-stop, flattening the landscape, destroying all the buildings. People had to flee and into these limestone caves. And then came the Allied invasion, which lasted for 90 days. Now, during this period of time, the Japanese Bushido, they had a code where they would wage a war of attrition to prevent the Allies from reaching Tokyo. Even for 1 day, they would fight to the death. And because of that, what they did was they used the Okinawan people as shields. The people who were in the caves were either forced out of the caves, to be killed in the crossfire, or put in the front of the caves where the Japanese troops were in the back. Babies were killed because if they would make too much noise, it would show the whereabouts of the Allies, so babies were killed. Mass suicides were made to happen. People were made to kill each other. And then on top of that, the Allies bombarded the caves and shot into the caves with flamethrowers. more people died in the Battle of Okinawa than in Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. So think of that. When we talk about peace, right, we all talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which were tragic. But Okinawa killed more people than Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined, including 150,000 civilians. More civilians were killed. So it was a tragic occurrence, and we visited the Okinawa Prefecture Peace Museum, where they have the names of everyone that was killed in the Battle of Okinawa from both sides on these undulating blocks of stone. And in the center is a eternal flame of peace that was lit by both the flames from Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So the people have a deep love of peace. War was put upon them not of their own choice. Their history is one of friendly relations with other countries. And yet they were taken over by Japan and then the United States. Because after the war, although Japanese sovereignty was returned to it in 1952, and occupation ended in 1951, Okinawa was kept by as a U.S. possession, was occupied by the U.S. Even though Japan became a sovereign nation, Okinawa was still under U.S. rule. And what happened was, because of the Cold War, the U.S. started to build military bases all over the island to aim primarily at the Soviet Union and China, but to use as a base in both Korea and Vietnam. So these air bases in Okinawa were used as staging areas for the U.S. aggression in Asia. So this caused a lot of hardship, of course, for the Okinawan people. Like I said, these bases would cause a lot of tragedy. There was one incident, a famous incident that you might all know of, where a 12-year-old schoolgirl was kidnapped and gang raped by 3 U.S. troops, right? And that caused a big uprising. So there was a movement for reversion back to Japan that actually occurred. So Okinawa again reverted to Japan, but the bases were still there. The bases were still in Okinawa. In fact, the thing that people don't know is that Japan also had bases on the Japanese mainland. Those were taken down, but in Okinawa more bases were built up. So these bases are a big problem, and this is why we're here today, to understand what is going on. The Futenma Air Force Base, which is the one I was talking about, was built in the middle of Jinwan City. And it is like feet away. You can see it. Like, you look out your windows, like right there. And it causes a lot of hardship. Also, you know, drunken soldiers and all these problems, pollution, all this stuff. So after the big uprising, the U.S. and Japan agreed to shut down Futenma Air Base. But it was a cynical lie and a ploy. The demand was to remove all U.S. bases. That was the demand, to remove all U.S. bases. So what happened was that Japan and the U.S. agreed to shut down Futenma, which is where those 3 soldiers came from. Futenma, this was 1997 or something like that. The U.S. is still continuing to operate Futenma at full speed. It hasn't shut down for 1 day. Okay? In the meanwhile, they are building another military base a little bit north at Hinoko. Now, Hinoko is situated in the midst of a pristine bay that has very rare marine life. It has these dugongs, these like seals, these little animals that are like really cute. They're like an icon of Okinawa. It has the largest colony of blue coral in the world. So it is a coral bay. And what is happening is that the U.S. Wants to build a military base there. And there are problems with that. One of the problems is that when there's testing done on the seabed, it was discovered that the seabed has a consistency of like mayonnaise. So in order to make the seabed solid enough to build a runway for the jet planes to take off, they're going to have to get 60,000 pillars, almost 200 feet long, compact sand that they bring from other parts of the country, maybe the world, into that, introducing alien species into the bay, compacting it. You think that would be bad enough, except that that land over the bay where the airstrips are going to go are over 2 active earthquake faults. And still the US and Japan insist on building this.
Governments.
Right, the governments, yeah. So this is an outrage. This is an outrage on 2 fronts. One is it's an outrage to all of us who want peace. We don't think that there should be any bases. The other is it's an outrage for those of us who are concerned about the earth and the climate change, because this is pristine land. And because of this is an outrage, the people of Okinawa have been protesting this since September 2004. There have been daily demonstrations in front of the construction site to stop the construction. They're also from time to time waging a sea battle where fisher fleets and kayakers are trying to stop different surveys that are happening on the bay. So the Okinawans elected their officials based on an anti-base platform. And in February this year, there was a referendum that was passed by 72%, something like that, of the electorate to get rid of these bases. So in spite of that, the governments of Japan and the US are continuing to plow ahead. So, so we learned all that during our delegation, and I'll let them speak more about it. So I want to introduce Mr. Taniguchi. Is that your name? Yeah. So he will introduce, yeah, the delegation and give you.
今日はお忙しい中お集まりいただきましてありがとうございます。沖縄から来ました与党県議団の6名の代表団、そして総代役の藤田さんと一緒に今日
taking time to come to listen to us. We are a delegation of 6 members from the Okinawa Prefectural Assembly, and Mr. Fujita, former senator, as advisor to the delegation.
まず今日一緒に来た仲間を紹介します。私、今度の代表団の団長を務めています徳地修です。
My name is Osamu Toguchi, the leader of the delegation.
副団長の中曽根悟さんです。
中曽根 the deputy leader of the delegation.
事務局長の山内聖子さん。
山内 the secretary general of the delegation.
西目澄江さん。
澄江西目。
瀬長美沙。
Misao Senaga. And Ichiro Miyagi. So we are 7 people from Japan. And I am Senator Fujita, yes.
知ってる人いるかもしれませんけれども、瀬長亀次郎さんという人が聞いたことあると思います。そのお孫さんです。
As you may have heard, a famous Japanese politician elected from Okinawa, Senaga Kamejiro, and that is his grandfather. There was a TV program called a person whom the United States is most afraid of.
じゃあ皆さん私の方で短いパワーポイントで映像で報告したいと思いますのでよろしくお願いしたいと思います。
Allow me to explain to you by using my overhead projector. これピンと合ってます。ピンと合ってる。Focus is a bit vague. No? Is it okay visible? 大丈夫。
アメリカの友人の皆さん、今日本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you so much for your coming to this presentation, the Friends of America, Friends of Okinawa.
まず私たちは今回辺野古の問題と普天間基地の問題を皆さんに訴えようということで夏8月頃から計画をしてきました。
Since August, we began to make this trip to USA by informing you of the situation of Futenma, the existing US base in the midst of the city, as Alex explained, and Henoko, which is where the new airport is being built.
ところが10月31日この沖縄の平和のシンボルである首里城が火災で全焼してしまいました。
Unfortunately, on the 31st of October, the symbol of peace in Okinawa, Shuri Castle, was burnt down completely.
沖縄県民はこの火事を見てみんな嘆き悲しんでいます。これは沖縄県民の誇り、アイデンティティであり、そして世界に誇る平和のシンボルだったからです。
Shuri Castle is the pride and identity of Okinawa and also the symbol of peace for the world. Therefore, we were so shocked and are very disturbed by this fire.
この首里城は戦争中にこの首里城の地下に日本軍が32軍司令部壕を掘って司令部を置いたために米軍からの猛攻撃を受けて戦争中に消滅しました。
During the Second World War, the Japanese army built the headquarters underneath of this shrine. Therefore, U.S. Army made frequent bombings, carpet bombings to this shrine, and this shrine was completely destroyed during the Second World War.
この戦後、私たちはこの首里城、そして日本に復帰した1970年以降も沖縄県民の誇りとして平和のシンボルとして何としても復元させようと大きな運動を起こして復帰20年の記念事業として復元されました。
And this castle was rebuilt 20 years after Okinawa's return to Japan because we wanted to make pride and the identity of Okinawa Shuri Castle to be restored.
今度このように全焼しましたけれども、私たちは沖縄県民の力を結集して必ず復元させたいと思っています。
Unfortunately, it was burnt down, but by all the means, we want to restore this castle as a pride and symbol of peace.
74年前の沖縄戦では、沖縄県民4人に1人の命が奪われて、この沖縄戦では20数万の命が奪われました。
During the war, 1 out of 4 Okinawa civilians, totaling 23,000 Okinawan civilians were killed.
しかし沖縄県民は、この沖縄戦の中を必死に生き延びて、そして戦後廃墟の中から立ち上がって、さらに戦後27年間、米軍の植民地支配の下でも必死に頑張って現在の沖縄を復興してきました。
In spite of all this, those who survived made their efforts for the recovery of the country, and from the ruins after the war, they made a lot of efforts, including for the coming 27 years till it was returned to Japan, and after that as well.
私たちはこの沖縄の先人たちのこの不屈の精神に学んで、必ず県民の力を発揮して首里城を復元させますので、皆さんのお力ぜひお貸しください。
We have unyielding attitude and spirit to restore this castle, and we will do our best and to make sure that shrine will be rebuilt. But we need your help, and we ask your support for the reconstruction of the shrine.
昨日こちらに来て、ニューヨークの沖縄県人会の皆さんと意見交換しました。その時、県人会の顧問の与那覇さんがおっしゃっていましたが、この首里城が燃える映像を見て、遠く離れている分だけ余計悲しいということで、一緒に涙を流していただいたことに、私たちも深い感銘を受けて、首里城を失ったことは世界中に散らばっている沖縄県民、そして多くの人たちの同じ共通の悲しみだということを知って、みんなが力を合わせて必ず復元させようと昨日誓い合いました。どうか皆さんぜひお力をお貸しください。
We were very moved by meeting the Okinawa people in New York, and the leader said to us, you know, we are so far away from Okinawa. Far away means that we are more shocked than those who are there. And therefore, they said that they would like to do their best to support the restoration of the castle. And we were very moved, and they couldn't help going into tears, they said, when they saw the picture of the shrine being burnt down. So by this situation, we ask all the Okinawans living outside the country and those in Okinawa, we work together to make sure that shrine will be restored. So we beg your support for the restoration of the castle.
私たちは今度の訪問をどうしようかということで話し合いましたけれども、やっぱり悲しみを乗り越えて、そして首里城の再建もぜひみんなの力を借りて復元させる。そして同時に辺野古の問題も普天間基地の問題も同時にこれも解決のために全力を挙げようということで、昨日このニューヨークにやってきました。
As we planned to come to USA, but then this shrine burning down happened. So we were wondering whether we should come after the castle burning down, but we thought the Futenma issue and Henoko issue as important as the castle. Those two things are equally important. Therefore, we have come to USA. One is to ask your support for the restoration of the shrine, and also ask your support for the resolution of Futenma Henoko issue.
それでは次に辺野古の新基地建設の問題を訴えさせていただきます。短くまとめましたので、ぜひお聞きいただきたいと思います。
Let me continue to include you for the situation of Futenma and Henoko. Short presentation I have made.
沖縄は
Focus is at the trigger. Can you someone help focus? Can someone help focus? ちょっとぼやけたんですよね。Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
沖縄は日本本土から南西にかなり離れたわずか面積は 0.6% の小さな島です。
Okinawa is very far away here from the mainland, and the population-wise, only 0.6% of the population lives in Okinawa. Sorry, the land scale is 0.6. Then population is 1.44 million.
この 0.6% の小さな島に全国の米軍基地の 70% が沖縄に米軍基地が置かれています。
So in this 0.6% landscape, land area, 70% of the US bases in Japan are located, concentrated in Okinawa.
74年間、この米軍基地によって苦しめられ続けています。
We've been suffering from those bases for the last 74 years.
沖縄は少しでもこの基地をなくしてほしいと訴え続けてきましたが、今度新たに辺野古に新たな基地を日米両政府は作ろうとしています。
We've been fighting to eliminate this, but the governments of the two countries are building the new base in 辺野古。
これが辺野古の上空の写真です。
From the air of the 辺野古 Bay.
この緑はもう貴重なサンゴの宝です。
This green part shows the corals, and it's a very sort of treasure island-like coral area.
この貴重な海を埋め立てて滑走路が2本、そして軍港まで備えた機能を持った新たな基地を作ろうとしています。
So they are going to build 2 runways, and also the section which is fully occupied with military facilities, they are going to build on those very important coral area.
この基地の建設が明らかになってから、私たちはこの20数年間、絶対辺野古に新たな基地は作らせないと、県民ぐるみの大きな運動を展開してきました。
Since 20 some years ago, when this place was chosen, we've been fighting against it.
このような県民島ぐるみの大会を何度も開催し、訴え続けてきました。
We have had this sort of all Okinawa rallies to protest the new base many times.
2014年11月には、辺野古新基地に反対する保守も革新も一緒になって県民が心を一つにして、尾長武県知事を誕生させました。
Takeshi Onaga was chosen as a governor, supported by people of all the sectors in the political arena to support Mr. Onaga to be the governor.
しかし、尾長知事は残念ながら去年8月8日に急逝してしまいました。
But unfortunately, he passed away by cancer in August last year.
私たち沖縄県民はこの悲しみを乗り越えて、去年の9月30日の急遽決まった県知事選挙では、玉城デニー知事を、尾長さんの意思を引き継ぐ玉城デニー知事を再び誕生させました。
Then, following his death in the election to elect a new governor, Mr. Tamaki was elected as he promised to follow what Governor Onaga had tried to do.
しかしそれでも日米両政府は沖縄県民の民意を無視をし続けてきたので、今年2月24日には辺野古の海を埋め立てて新しい基地を作るかどうかの賛成か反対かの県民投票が初めて行われました。
But despite all these, the government still kept searching or continuing the construction of the new base. For the first time in February, we had a referendum to ask if they support the new construction of the new base or not.
この2月24日の県民投票では、賛成が11万4933、反対が43万4273票、圧倒的 71.7% 県民の反対の民意を示しました。
So for the construction, only 114,933 support the new base, then 434 to 73 opposed. So 71.7% of the Okinawa people oppose the new base.
71.7%、これはもう圧倒的な民意です。沖縄県民の民意、これを無視することは許せないと思います。
71.7 means overwhelming expression of the will of the people, which should not be ignored.
沖縄県民は絶対にこの民意を無視して基地の建設の強行は許しません。
We wouldn't allow the construction continue by ignoring the will of the people, 71.7%.
そしてここに来て新たな問題が発見されました。辺野古の基地の作られる大浦湾の海底90メートルの底には、マヨネーズのような超軟弱地盤、柔らかい地盤が発見されました。
Underneath of the bay near Henoko, 90 meters from the surface of the place that the airport is being built, very soft soil like mayonnaise was discovered.
これは技術的にも地盤改良することは不可能だと言われています。日本にはこの工事を行う船は一隻もありません。90メートル下ですが、改良できる船は70メートルまでしか工事をする船はありません。
We do not have technically capable sort of people to deal with this kind of soft soil. And soft soil is something like 90 meters below this sea level. But only sort of ship which can deal with that kind of construction can reach only 70 meters below.
そしてこの辺野古の基地の建設当初、日本政府の案では2650億円、日本円で2650億円でした。
The construction cost at the beginning was said to be 2.65 billion yen.
ところがこの工事費はどんどん膨らんで、現時点でも沖縄県の試算によると日本円で2兆5500億円、10倍に膨れ上がっています。
But the estimate cost has increased, and now has become more than about 10 times of 2.550 billion yen.
これからさらに膨らんでいく可能性もあります。そしてこれは基地の建設は日本政府がお金出しますが、建設された後には滑走路が沈下したり、いろんな問題が出てきます。そこにはアメリカ国民の税金が投入される可能性も出てきています。
And even the cost may go higher and higher. And at the moment, the construction itself is done by the Japanese government, Japanese money. But once construction is done and to be given to the US, it's US government who has to deal with what may happen, the soft soil, therefore the runway may go down. All those troubles after it is returned to USA, it's a US government who has to pay.
そしてもう一つ、 この辺野古の海は世界でも貴重な海です。これは日本の天然記念物のジュゴン。日本ではこの辺野古が最北端です。
Famous sort of fish like animal called dugong, and it is said to be Okinawa is the southmost area that they can live.
これは世界でも非常に貴重な青サンゴの群落です。
And this is the these are yes that is the corals. And
ウミガメ、ジュゴン、もう貴重な生物の宝庫です。
And those animals very rare, and a lot of rare animals and plants and species are around this area.
この辺野古の海の海底の映像がありますので、ぜひご覧ください。
Let me show you the inside the bay of this area.
ちょっと待ってくださいね。この辺野古の貴重な海はアメリカの、環境 NGO の団体ミッションブルーという世界的に有名な団体があります。
Here is in United States a well-known NGO dealing with the environment issue called Mission Blue.
このミッションブルーがこのほど辺野古大浦湾の海をホープスポットということで指定しました。これは世界の100の中の一つに指定されました。
This Mission Blue has decided to recognize this Henoko area as one of the 100 hope spots.
その時のこのミッションブルーの代表のこの記者会見の模様をちょっとご覧いただきたいと思います。
So leader of the Mission Blue had a press conference.
Join the people of Japan for celebrating the designation of the area known as the Henoko-Owura system. Part of the Okinawa Reef area is a hope spot, joining more than 100 places around the world. For the Henoko-Owura area, of reasons for designating this as a hope spot include the fact that there are thousands of species of richly biodiverse area, including more than 200 endangered species that include the famous blue coral that makes its home.
もしよろしければもう一回最初からやっていただければその字幕のやつ訳しちゃうんです。
ああ、はいはいはい。
だからこの最初からやっていただければその字幕の分だけ訳しちゃうんです。戻って少し巻き戻ししてもらって冒頭からやっていただければ字幕の部分だけ訳しちゃうんです。So what we are trying to do is that as sound doesn't come out so much, I'll translate what she's saying. This is a message. For the first time, Hope Spot was chosen, Henoko and Obra Bay. This Henoko is where the corals are very famous, that more than 100 species is in this place. We want to congratulate that Hope Spot was chosen for Henoko and Obra. Thousands of species are living in this area underneath the surface of the water. Very diverse, and more than 200 species are nearly in danger of disappearing. Above all, our sango, the blue coral, is grown here, and one of the very few spots where this is grown. And Jugon, this area is one of the best places. And not only the diversity of the species here, these days the land and ocean are connected internally, and that system can be endangered. Therefore, Hope Spot was chosen here. And the new construction of the new base, for those who support the nature, this construction can endanger it. So those who doubt about the construction, please choose which is more important, the construction of the base or the nature. We human beings, we have done to invent many things in order to live and in order to have good life, but then that has changed our nature and the environment. And we need clean water and clean air. And these two things we get from the sea. This diverse environment and the basis for our living have to be kept. Now is a rare chance that you raise up your voice, because once it is destroyed, you can never get it again. Therefore, we have chosen Henoko as one of the most important places. So I would like to congratulate you that those who want to keep the environment, you have got the attention from the world. Amongst 100 places, Hope Spot was chosen. So Henoko was added to one of those 100. Thank you. So that was the message.
ちょっと音声が小さくてすみません。次にですね、もう一つの重要な問題で、普天間の米軍基地についてちょっと紹介したいと思います。
Let me speak about the dangerous aspects of the 普天間 Air Base.
これが宜野湾市にある普天間基地です。この滑走路の周辺、これ全部学校、病院、保育所、公共施設などです。全部住宅です。
Around the 普天間 base, those spotted by red, yellow colors and so on, are schools, hospitals, so on, and they are all in the midst of the city.
普天間第二エレメンタリースクールです。ここにあります。これ真上から見た航空写真です。全部住宅街、学校、普天間第二エレメンタリースクールがあります。これが最近の1ヶ月間、普天間基地を飛び立った航空機の飛んだ後、経路です。経路を示しています。
This shows the record of the airplanes taking off or landing from the 普天間 Air Base in 1 month.
ここに普天間第二エレメンタリースクールがあります。
So in the midst of those flight records, 普天間第二 elementary school is located.
基地の金網のそばで子どもたちが体育の授業をやっています。
So they are having sport exercise just behind the wall, and that is a runway of the 普天間 Air Base. So next to each other.
その頭上をアメリカの航空機が飛んでいます。
So overflying by the American airplanes of the elementary school.
米軍機が墜落した時のことを想定した避難訓練を行っているところです。その上空をまた航空機が飛んでいます。
This is an evacuation exercise in case of flying over or the flight is coming in. And on that exercise, flying over, taking place.
2017年、子どもたちの体育の授業中に10メートルすぐそばに CH-53E の窓枠が落下しました。
CH-53 ヘリコプターです。In 2017, in the midst of the sport exercise in the schoolyard, this part of the helicopter dropped.
その後、普天間第二小学校でどうなっているかという映像をちょっとご覧になっていただきたいと思います。
Following is a picture of what is happening. This is a school, and that is the air base next to each other. So the person from Defense Ministry is asking kids to go in to the building to evacuate. And on top of it, this CH-53 helicopter is flying over. And from the morning, the noise and other disturbing things are happening. And the Okinawa Municipal Council person is here, and if and when the aircraft are coming, they encourage the kids to get into the building. Osprey is also flying, and despite our request, this continues. So the right for the kids to study in a safe environment is destroyed all the time.
学校の 子どもたちや父母や校長先生が学校の上飛ばないでほしいという願いを受けて、政府がやったことは、飛行機の飛行停止ではなく、シェルターを作りました。防空壕、シェルター。ヘリコプターが落ちたらここに逃げ込むようなシェルターを作ったんです。
So the mothers and the teachers and children requested the Japanese government to ask the US government to stop overflying. But what the government did was for the defense ministry of Japan to build shelters so that the kids can go there in case overflying takes place.
これは野球のベンチではありません、シェルターです。
It's not a bench for the baseball, it's a shelter.
これ先ほどの飛行経路図です。
This is the record of the flying. 緑が丘 Nursery School is located there.
緑が丘幼稚園が保育園がここにあります。2017年にこの保育所の屋根にヘリコプターから部品が落ちました。
In 2017, a part from the helicopter dropped on the roof of this nursery school.
これも映像をご覧ください。
Let me show you the picture of it.
部品が落下しても大丈夫なように網張ってある。
So they put a tent in case some part from the aircraft is coming down. October in this year, during the nap time in the afternoon, so this flight is flying over. And ospreys passing through, and another aircraft. So almost every few minutes, touch and go takes place. And a group of Osprey helicopters are flying over. Ospreys.
はい、ありがとうございました。ちょっと短い映像でしたけれども、訴えたいことはもっとありますけれども、このようなことを踏まえてですね、ぜひ沖縄県民の願い、辺野古新基地建設ストップ、そして普天間基地の閉鎖返還、これが実現できるように私たちも頑張りますので、皆さんのご支援どうかよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
Thank you for your attention. Our wish is to stop the new construction of new base in Henoko and to close the Futenma Air Base. This is our earnest wish, and therefore we ask your understanding and help. Thank you so much.
In a short while. But I was going to say, in the meantime, we can answer any questions if people have questions. I just wanted to kind of explain the context that we're doing this. The legislative delegation is here to try to contact, Congress in Washington, D.C. to support their struggle to stop the construction at Henoko and to close down Futenma, okay? However, we all know that Congress right now is concerned with the impeachment. So any issues outside of impeachment have a very small chance of entering into the congressional agenda. However, the reason why Apala went to Okinawa is that we have this idea of people-to-people friendship and people's diplomacy. And what that means is that we don't rely on the governments to do anything. What we rely on is the power of the people to get things done. So that when we organized our tour of Okinawa, we did it as people, as U.S. citizens, going to visit the Okinawan people to support their struggle. So, and the reason why today is organized is so that we get this message out to the people of the United States, to all your friends, all your contacts, to let people know the situation that exists in Okinawa. What exists now is a crime. The closest thing that we have anywhere similar to this is like LaGuardia. Okay, so you hear about people complaining about LaGuardia, right? Can you imagine this is 10 times worse? And it's military. So that what we need to do is to talk about this more, and we can get more information. We can get information from Apala, from me, or we can get information through the legislative delegation. Okay, so there's plenty of information around. What we need to do is to get the word out, because right now, like I said, there have been continual demonstrations in front of Camp Schwab, which is where the entry to the construction site is. That has continued since 2004. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a demonstration that continued that long? How many people remember Occupy Wall Street, right? Right? Can you imagine that going on for as long as what is happening in Camp Schwab? Okay, so that is how strongly people feel about this. So do people have any questions?
The leader of the Okinawa people in New York wants to say something.
Okay, yeah.
I will translate. 時間、はい。Okay. Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。My name is Teiko Yonaha Toshi. 私の名前は Teiko Yonaha Toshi です。I was born and grew up in Nago City. Henoko is right behind the Nago Mountain. 辺野古というところは名護という町の裏側にあります。Nago Bay facing China. Henoko is facing Hawaii. So you have the picture, right? The Okinawa is only 69 miles. I live in New Jersey. I come here for 80 miles, one way. Okay. I moved to USA in 1964. 64年に来ました。Since then, I have learned about American values, the right, be safe, strong and free. 64年に沖縄からアメリカに来ました。来てからずっと国際結婚できました。私は孫が4人に、子供たちがみんな50歳3人います。で、ここに来て、学んだことは人間が個人的にですよ。一個人セーフ、安全で強く、そして自由であるということ。いくら文句言っても他の国に比べたらこの国は一番住み心地がいいところなんです。私はそう思います。No matter how you complain about the USA, whoever becomes the president, we always have. Because this is USA, we can open our big mouth. I'm one of them. So I feel freedom here. If I was like this, I'm born 1941, so I'm the oldest one in here. I was always standing in a corner because I spoke out. My mother was like that. If somebody's naked and ugly, I tell the person naked and ugly, king, whatever it is. And I'm very concerned for the welfare of Okinawa and its people. 沖縄に関してはとても私はもう心配で、眠られません。さっきこの首里城の焼けたのを写真ちょっと開けようとしたら感情的になってスピーチができないと思って後で見ることにしてます。I'm going to be very emotional when I see this. I started opening and I started shaking. I still am. I'm born and raised in Nago, but the Shuri Castle, which means it's a big part of our identity, Uchinanchu. I don't like the word Okinawa because it was created by Japanese scholar in 1719. And annexation is 1879. Ryukyu was invaded in 1609. Okay? So there is a time always under control. There was no fight. Samurai marched in 3,100 ships, each ship 100. So imagine 3,000 samurai just walked in. Okinawa is a very peaceful, very interchangeable, very accommodating, peaceful people. I love Japan. I have my many Japanese friends I trust. But I'm talking about Japanese government, the controllers. There's two things. I want you to know that. Okay? And my cultural identity stems from my homeland, Okinawa. We have a unique culture, language, and pride, but both Japanese American government keep ignoring and suppressing Okinawans. That means we have two colonizers. Emperor Hirohito gave Okinawa Island as a prize to America when you know the rest. You all know about the World War II history. This is in fact a speech from September 22nd we had by the Gerardo Square. I just going over here and here, skip. And Japan's population has a ratio of almost 90 Japanese to 1 Okinawan. 沖縄の一人の人口に対して日本人は本土の人は90人います。90対1。で、the land is 243 times. 土地は243倍。So who's a bully here? It's typical, just a very sophisticated way. It's a bullied since 1609, just different way. Every century, just different. I don't see them so as no, but you see them when you go Hinoko, when you go to Takai, it's not active now, right? Takai, I saw the big boots and helmets and big Japanese police forces. And I am very currently, I'm a little bit ashamed, but it's honestly, I'm controlling myself because it's right there. The Shuri Castle is in my mind. I can sleep, and we as Okinawan, our culture, we are start donation. We're doing a fundraising because there are over 100 Uchinanchu Kenjinkai throughout the world. We have 140いくつかの沖縄県人会が世界にあります。で、ニューヨークはThe New York is only one of them. We're all going to have fundraising to help. Maybe it won't be too much, but it's better than nothing. When the Japanese government said, we will help you, yeah. What's behind that? When I heard that right away, they give you, in Okinawa, we have a word for Ichandamuno ni dakasa. When you give you something, like, oh, I can give you something, what's behind? It's a very sophisticated way of pimp's attitude towards you know what. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a domestic violence. Bad cycle. DV の bad cycle. いくら逃げても必ず捕まえられる。It's been like this for years, centuries. When I grew up, we had a Hogen Huda. あがとか、じゃ、勝ちまいとか、なんか方言使うとすぐ方言札。I remember that I was in the 5th grade. The boy that I liked, admired, he didn't care. But he had this 方言札. He was raised by his grandparents.
Japanese translation because you haven't planned for a few minutes.
Okay. I have the tendency. Thank you. 方言札っていうのがありまして、これは前からあったんですよ。ずっと戦前から。で、私が小学校5年の時に、沖縄琉球の言葉は痛いっていう時あがって言うんですよ。日本は痛いって言うでしょ。英語アウチ。だから最初から音声が違うわけで、それをずっとさせられてたらそのまま持ち帰ってまたお家でも叩かれるわけですよ。それは政治的、私はそれは政治的なものとは見ていません。I don't see that as a political. I see that as a racial discrimination. I don't see the current situation is not only political. I see more human rights issues. Political. So, だから沖縄は、これ政治問題だからいや、ダメって言うけど、I think that's just an excuse. So you don't have to get involved. だけど人権問題と言ったら誰でもやっぱり悩みます。人権だから誰のものでもある。それで、私がここで言いたいことは、うちなんちゅから沖縄人から they had to get up. 71.7 no, what was it? Almost 72%. だけど後の半分は Yes かでしょ。その人たちが全部 No って言わないとダメだと思うんです。で、ここ海外にいるうちなんちゅは、not sure, not, it's, to me, straight up, it's like a cowards. Get up and then stand with the Okinawa. That's my bottom line. 臆病にならないでゲットアップして沖縄のためにやろうって言って、これは残念かもしれないけど、ここでやっぱり日本人が多いですよ。In this area, a lot of Japanese. More Japanese, mainland people from mainland Japanese in our association who are supportive to this stuff. I don't see it. One guy from Okinawa, Naha, Tokyo-kun. You see any other Uchinanchu here? Noriko-san. Okay? That's it. The rest of them, go menasai. Nafanchu ne? Okay. 3 Okinawans, and then Kishimoto Ichiro-san, Akiko-san, Yuriko-san, あそこの親分。はい。もっと私が言いたいのは、ごめんなさい。はい。マツコさん、すいません。とにかく、see what I'm talking about, for example. They're from Tokyo, Osaka, somewhere. But not Uchinanchu, but they have sympathy. They are empathy. Sympathy, anybody can sympathize, but empathize with the situation. That is hard. That's a basic one for social workers training. Okay, that's it. I just had to, by the way, the Henoko, the way they're building stuff, my mother's aunt lives in there. So I used to go over there, swim, ate the clams, taco, octopus, all the stuff like that. And all the way up to Sadake, that's all my uncles and aunts. So even though my father's Yonaha is from Nago, my mother's from that area. Okay, so I know that's why I'm very hurt. And Shuri Castle is just so pride. I feel the sovereignty. I just want to read my last part. We have a right to protect our dignity, lands, oceans, skies, descendants, and the spirit of our ancestors. We need to share our Ryukyuan history. We must share our culture, peace, and justice with the future generations. 私たちはうちなんちとしての尊厳、土地、海、空、次世代、そして祖先のちむ魂、ちむぐくる魂をプロテクト、保護する権利がある。私たちは琉球のヒストリーをシェア、お互いに分かち合い、そして私たちは私たちのカルチャー、平和、そして正義を次の次世代へこう、なんちゅうのかな、シェア、はい、ごめんなさい、それ我々の権利がある。おばあとして、おじいとして、old people として。Okay, that's it. Thank you.
That was wonderful. I just thank you. I just want to put all this in context because we all know now. Greta Thunberg said the house is on fire. Okay, we are in the midst of a crisis, of a climate crisis, that if we don't address it right now, our existence on this planet is not even in question. Okay, so we have to tackle that. And if we are aware of what is going on in the world, the people who are at the forefront of fighting climate change are indigenous people. And the Ryukyu, the Okinawan people, are recognized by the UN as an indigenous people. They are on the front lines of protecting our environment. By sitting in Hanoko, they are protecting, they're trying to protect the Earth's environment. And even though it may seem like it's kind of like a hopeless case, we have to realize that about a month ago, 7.6 million people around the world demonstrated to oppose the climate change, and they were led by children. So we have a future. We have to unite with people all around the world and to understand all our struggles are the same. We want to live in peace. We want to live on a planet where we can breathe the air, drink the water. And those days, if we don't stop, okay, I might be controversial here, capitalism, that will be the end of us, because the Earth's atmosphere has been rising, and according to the United Nations, if it rises past 1.5 C, right, we are cooked. And they estimate that we will reach this point by 2030. We're talking about 11 years. 11 years. But we can stop this rising. We have to understand what is the cause of it, because they said that the climate change is due since the increase of the industrial world, since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, that the climate has been rising. Another way to look at this is the advent of capitalism and the advent of the Cultural Revolution go hand in hand. So you can look at the climate rising not as a cause of industry, but as a cause of capitalism, the relationships that people have with each other based on profit. So we have to look at what is going on. The destruction of our environment is due to a very, very tiny few people who control 90%, even more, of the wealth of the world. And you have to ask for what? What are they doing with it? Nothing. And the rest of our people are scrounging, that we're eking out nothing. So in order to understand what we have to do, is like what we're doing here. Because the climate crisis is global. It's global. It reaches into every part of the world. And we cannot afford to separate ourselves from other people. We cannot afford to have stuff that's happening at the border now, where babies are being ripped from their mothers. We can't afford that. It's a global crisis, and we have to reach across borders and embrace other people and take up their struggles and unite as one in order to stop what is going on. So, yeah, I just wanted to, that was something that I found out after I got home, that the UN recognizes the Ryukyu people, Okinawan people, as an indigenous people. Anybody else? Open mic, anybody? We're waiting for some musicians to come. Is there a collection being going on? Is there a...
Yes, maybe after I think musician has come.
Yeah.
Musician has come.
Yes. So the dancers.
Some dancers too?
Yes.
Okay. So hang around. You know, there's food here, there's coffee outside.
There's a question.
Oh, question? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a question, I just had something to say. I was recently involved with the disaster relief program with Typhoon 19. We have so many natural disasters going on all over the world at this time. And this, of course, is affected by climate change. That it's a shame and a crime to have something like the Hinoko base. If you destroy the coral reefs and the sea life, we will never be able to see it in our lifetime and maybe in many future lifetimes. So we have enough natural disasters to cope with. I don't think we have to add to it by having human intervention in the wrong way. It should be in the right way. And I'm part of the Okinawa Kenjinkai. I have been for years. My name is Riki Ito. And I love Okinawa. I love the people in Okinawa. I love Shudijo. So it's important to me to have it restored to the magnificent. Well, it was done over after in 1992. I went to see it afterwards, and it really hurt my heart to see it burned down like that. なこの世には今は天災が多いので、天災の世の中に人災を加えることはないと思うんです。人災はもうこの火の粉のベースのことで、その海岸、その海、それはもうなくなったら我々が生きてる間、子どもたちが生きてる間にも戻りません。これを本当に大事にしなければいけないと思います。そのためにやっぱり皆さんにみんなに知ってもらうことが大事だと思います。知らない人多いです。そういう沖縄で何が起きてるか日本の人さえ知らない人たちが多いです。だからアメリカ、もちろん世界中の人たちにもっと沖縄のこと、普天間のこと、火の粉のことを知ってもらいたいと思います。それでみんなで、ニューヨークにいる沖縄県人会の皆さん、沖縄の友達、でみんなで頑張りましょう。それだけです。よろしくお願いします。